Hello and welcome to the first endcast of, I guess technically season 5. We're in preseason right now. But this is our technical first endcast for season 5 and our first one in a very long time. So welcome. I am Orange, your host, and with me today I have Burnerator.
Hello.
Cool. Sound very glad to be here. And we have...
I'm tired.
I know.
Okay.
And we have Gomo.
Honestly, I just feel so attacked right now.
And we have Gomo Jack.
Greetings, human units.
Greetings. So we have our previous co-commentator and our new co-commentator on. So that's exciting. That's pretty cool.
I guess it's time for a death battle then, huh?
No.
Yeah.
We're doing an endcast. We can save that for later. Anyway, so we've got preseason week 1 to talk about. And actually, this was a really good first week, I think. A lot of really exciting matches, some of which were a lot faster than others, but I think our new pace structure for just the defense levels and the whole lineup structure in general is just it lends itself to a lot more exciting streams, I think. And I had a lot of fun. And I'm sure you had fun too, Gomo.
Yeah, the pace of the matches were really good. And there were no issues in terms of having to do anything during the matches or anything.
Yeah, it was just the fucking setup beforehand.
It was really flawless, considering it was the very first week in the preseason.
Yeah. No, it was really awesome. So we had a lot of cool matches last week, some of which are a little bit more controversial than others, but we will get to that. First up, we have our match, Gomo. We have Jinchuriki versus Hidden Mist.
Yeah.
And this was actually I thought this was an awesome match to open things up. And not just because we won this, but it was just a fun match to watch, really. There
was a lot of fun back and forth elements. It came down to the last laps on both sides.
Yeah.
That first lineup of yours, though, the constant ult spam was just crazy.
Yeah.
Between, Senpo Naruto was an amazing pickup, and Uchiha dropping Sarada and you picking her up is, again, just so amazing for you guys.
I'm still extremely surprised that nobody wanted her.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, she was on my list.
It's true.
My supporter, Kaio, he wanted Madara. And he wanted to go all in for Madara, so I did it.
Well, also, and what you were looking for on your team was a little bit different than what she offered.
I already have 4 potential ult spammers.
Yeah.
So
it's not necessary.
Yeah.
But no, I waited a really long time to bid, and I didn't see anybody going for it, so I was like, all right, let's just do it. And yeah, we got her with absolutely no trouble at all. We got her for base price, and some teams in our division might be regretting that now.
Yep.
But it gives us it gives us much needed ranged ults. We don't think we had any ranged ultimates even last season.
No.
Everything was pretty
the only one was Obito.
Yeah, and his wasn't that good. I guess
it was just slow.
Yeah, I guess technically we have our Garas, but he never uses them, so
that's true.
Yeah. In any case, a few new people actually coming in for both teams. We had PTS Gara back on Jin, Sage Naruto, who's completely new to the team. Obviously Sarada is our free agent, and Mist. They swapped out May for, I don't remember who did they swap her out? Udakata, right?
Udakata.
Bubble Boy. And their free agent. I don't remember.
He wasn't in.
He wasn't actually in.
Unfortunately.
I don't remember who their free agent is either. I think their free agent was in this match, but I don't remember.
Their free agent.
I don't think he was in this
No,
match.
he wasn't. It was just
it
their
was
base team.
Hanzo.
Hanzo, right.
Okay, yeah, he definitely wasn't.
I
in the
keep
match.
thinking Hanzo's on Stone from last season, but he's not. Um, yeah, so no, they didn't use any new members in this match at all. It was just everybody that we had known from Mist, and they all did really well, actually. The only person I kind of felt like dropped the ball a little bit was like probably Yagra.
Probably, yeah.
But
He kept on, he kept on getting tagged. He kept on tagging in and hitting, getting hit by all those ultimates.
yeah. I mean, I don't really feel like that's entirely his fault. Like, I don't think he did terribly. He just didn't get to do much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody else for them was awesome. Haku and Zabuza were really good, actually. And
Yeah,
Kisame was awesome.
That tilt on Zabata was just amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're opting to use it again. And they actually don't have many disables at all on their team in general.
That's really
so
good.
Yeah.
that's really cool. But yeah, no, this was a really close match. Not the closest this week, but it did get to 3 rounds.
Yeah,
and it
they
was,
get to 3 rounds.
it was exciting the whole way through.
Oh yeah.
There is one scroll I do want to point out that was really beneficial for you guys, and that was the Water Nature scroll on Gara.
Oh yeah, the nature change water release, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it affects the support jutsu as well.
Oh,
I think
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that's
I'm
not
like
Sandshire
90% sure it
crazy.
does.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the thing about the sand shower with Gara is it's very hard for the entirety of it to miss.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get tagged with part of it at the very least. So that was buffing the entire jutsu because that entire map was water. That was huge.
Yeah, and the way that the jutsu actually operates is a little different in Storm 4. It doesn't hit you like so separately like it used to. It kind of hits you all at once now, so it has really good tracking, and if you get hit by it, you're gonna take like the whole thing, basically.
Yep.
And yeah, no, I mean it's not the most like damaging jutsu out there, but it was very consistent damage, and like with the water boost, which it was on a stage entirely comprised of water, so there's no way that there wasn't ever going to be a water boost from it. It was just, it was great as a support jutsu. It was great when he used it when he was leading, and no, I think it was really helpful to us to win this match.
Supporting role too, he would use it, and it would catch whoever was in the combo, like in the air, so it would kind of slow their descent and keep them unable to act. It was pretty nice.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The other thing that I guess the only other part that catched out for me was it was just more like a kind of like more of a wow moment, just in terms of like when Miss team ulted after numerous team ult attempts from Jin, and then Jin's
oh my god, that was so funny.
All 3 of the team members, and like it hits them each time, boom, and then it finally tears through and hits stuff.
Yeah, no, that ultimate is ridiculous. I mean,
Yep. It's real good.
if just any part of that ult hits you, you're just you're gonna get hit by the ult, and it's like 5 or 6 projectiles or something, and then they spread out and then they come back together. So I mean, they hit everybody in their team ult.
Well, what's probably going to end up happening is you're going to have a really great time with Sarada, and then Uchiha's going to go whoops and pick her back up.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely will. But I mean,
Yeah.
that couldn't have been avoided regardless, and if they really wanted to get her back. So I mean, hey, no harm in having her help us have a potentially great season. So
Yeah.
but yeah, moving on. Oh, speaking of Uchiha, actually, I don't want to cut you off, Brian. Why don't you go ahead and...
Well, I was just going to say, let's go to Uchiha and Cloud.
Speaking of, Uchiha versus Cloud. This was an interesting match, to say the least.
Yeah. Be with some grabby
Yes.
scrolls.
And
Which is interesting.
It worked well for him, I think.
He connected with a few of them, I think, too. So.
Uchiha had an interesting lineup. They were using Road to Boruto Sakura and PTS Sasuke to begin with. And I think they used Road to Boruto Sakura twice.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they
Pretty
wanted,
sure they did.
yeah, they wanted to get some testing out of their free agent. I think she did well.
Yeah, I think she did pretty good.
She was using her jutsu a lot to good effect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
PTS Sasuke I also found to be impressive. A lot of ults from him, which is good. That's good to see. It's something I feel like Uchiha has kind of not really had on their team. I feel like Shisui was like the closest thing, and back when they had Sarada, of course, her. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a bad replacement. You know, he definitely seems to love those ultimates.
His armor is all
Yep.
too, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah.
Yeah, B actually got caught by it one of these times here, but yeah, no, that first round, that Sakura and PTS Sakura, PTS Sakura, Jesus, Sakura and PTS Sasuke team stuck in there really well. Like they made a huge comeback.
Yeah, they did. Whew, it was great.
Cloud had almost a full
comeback they
health
did.
bar, and
Yeah.
They did.
basically like a sliver, and they were able to come back.
Yeah, and I mean Cloud destroyed
then-
them the next round, but you know,
Yeah, because of those two handicaps.
And then again in the third round, without handicaps.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that third round with A was whew.
Yeah.
yeah, that was real.
That's kind
strong.
of what inspired me to put Essence of Finishing on Jugo this week.
Yeah, no, he would pack a huge punch for Juga to have that. But yeah, no, Uchiha also used Shisui, and I don't remember who else. It was Shisui and somebody else. Shisui barely touched the field. I know that much.
Yeah, I don't think we saw him. Maybe he's just a support jutsus. I don't think he even tagged in.
They used Shisui. PTS Sasuke was the one they
It
used.
was
too.
the second. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then
And it was RTB Sasuke.
right.
Yeah, because he was the one that was caught when I was really like going in and he
Yeah.
was taking much more damage.
Yeah.
No, it was PTS Sasuke that. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
that defense negative was just not good for them.
Yeah.
Took so much damage, 2 full combos essentially, and they were done.
Yeah.
That was a bar and a half damage.
Although he
much.
he did have flak jacket though, so I guess it kind of almost
It pretty much offsets the,
offset it. So
but still, I mean,
Yeah, but
without
like,
any
still,
with handicaps and without any like defense helping him out, he's gonna take a lot of damage regardless. And,
yeah.
yeah,
you know, as much as flak jacket is cool to put on those characters, it's only 1 point, but you still do have to make that investment in order to cover up their defenses.
Exactly.
yeah.
So I mean, you know, that it's definitely something people have to keep in mind this season. Is just like, hey, what are my character's strengths and weaknesses? Like, because that is a thing now. And I think it adds a lot of depth to the league, and I'm happy that we've made those changes to everybody.
It makes every character feel more unique.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
good.
Who else did Cloud have? They had Darui and
Darui and A.
A, and then
Sakon Ukon was in the first lineup.
right.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Sakon Ukon came out a whole. I mean, he came out a few times, but
He
was-
uses
It was
jutsu a lot.
mostly
it was mostly
yeah,
A.
it was mostly just the jutsu.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Overall, I mean, this was still a good match. I mean, obviously, you know, Cloud managed to turn things around and show that they're still a very powerful team. But you know, I personally don't think there's anything bad I can really say about this match. It was still fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know, Uchiha definitely. That was kind of like it's kind of just snowballed once they started like losing. But I don't know.
I mean, they were looking for data. I mean, pretty much
Yeah.
just kind of a lot of things you're looking for. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they got some good data, honestly, from
Definitely.
Sakura. Looked really good. PTS Sasuke, which are probably some of the characters they were probably more concerned with.
Yeah, I mean, Shisui didn't get to go on the field a whole lot at all, but Shisui's, you know, a known
generally very
reliable
solid.
member anyway. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. Well, moving on to our next one, we've got Team Akatsuki at Team Guy.
Yeah.
So,
Naruto.
oh god. But I mean, that aside, this is their first instance this week, and I guess technically this season of somebody using an Awakening build. and
Yeah.
decent effect actually.
They were able to get a handicap off them.
Off of Guy, yeah,
I
Sasori and
remember
Mecha
that, yeah.
Naruto. I will just quick note though, Gomo and I did mess up. We forgot
What?
to apply the handicap in the
We made a
next
big
round.
deal about it and never applied it.
So, you know, that is a
Okay,
thing.
good job, guys.
Yes.
Well, I mean, and I'm sure you've probably saw if you guys watched the preseason. Like, there were a lot of times I was asking Orange if he did the handicaps, and he would check back, and I just did not
You let up.
come across my line. Yeah, I let up apparently. You wore me down. That's what happened.
Yep. But yeah, no, that sucks. I don't know if it would have saved the match for them or not, but you know, it was still impressive seeing what they could do with that awakening and pull that
Yeah,
back.
Yeah, dude.
that was the first time I've ever seen Sasori actually use his awakening.
Yeah, and it's a
even on-
great awakening too. So
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he uses it more in the future. Mecha Naruto obviously has a good awakening as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, fun match. Guy, I felt like Guy was actually pretty on point here in this match. Pretty
Double
aggressive.
10 were pretty nasty.
Yeah, double 10-10 was actually a really good combination, and I'm super happy that they have PTS 10-10 now.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
they definitely needed it.
I felt like that was a huge mistake for them last season to not pick her up.
Yep.
But you know, hindsight's 2020. But they have her now, and that's what's important because they are doing really well in this match. Because I mean, granted, they used Sasori twice, and ranged is a pretty good counter to puppets. But Sasori, I felt like was handling his own pretty well. The main thing I felt like that cost Akatsuki the match is that Sasori just wanted to stay out the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was pulling a Tamari. He just did not want to leave. And honestly, for a while there, it was like, so this is Sasori with
Yeah.
Pain and Conan supporting roles.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah. Because I think if they would have been in more, that might have helped a lot, especially with Pain and even Conan. I mean, she had the ultimate. I think she had the ultimate +2, didn't she? I think she actually had the that boost, which she could have got her ult off. Which in tests that I saw, she had some pretty smart usage of her ult. She would combo an ult right in to them.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was pretty impressive actually. It's just like I feel like who else did Akatsuki even use other than Sasori? Was it Pain?
Well, yeah, Pain was in there in Conan.
Pain and Conan, right? But they didn't get to show up at all. And
No, yeah, the first lineup was Mecha Naruto with Sasori, and then Sasori, Pain, Conan.
yeah, and then Sasori just hogged it the whole time, and I
Yep.
felt like that at that point it wasn't as good of a matchup.
I mean, he was on the defensive, so I mean, he's a tank,
He was.
but still, I mean, you had Chakra on Pain, Ultimate on Conan. They never got a chance to utilize any of
Yeah,
those at all.
exactly. Like yeah, no, I think it would have been really awesome if they were able to use those two because I think they would have had a much better chance. And I mean, it seems like this is something they're going to have to struggle with Sasori, but thankfully he is their free agent. So if he proves to be trouble, they can just sack him and
Yep.
then not have to worry about it. But yeah, no, overall this was not the closest match, but I'm glad that we still got to see interesting things out of it.
Yeah.
And definitely Guy is looking a lot more solid so far than last season. They had some great performances last season too, but I felt like they were a lot more shaky last season than they are already. And just based off of this first week.
Yeah, I think they had a little less in terms of, like, I guess, balance. I mean, they had more melee than they had range. Because I think at the beginning, they never even used Warnichi's alternative jutsu, the one that actually has range to it. Which was a lot better than rotation, just because of everyone else. You got, like, Lee, Guy, and even Tenten with her, like, the mines. Most of that is fairly mid-close range. Not much in terms of any ranged support. So this season, they have.
Yeah, no, they did actually put the air palm on, I believe, the war outfit. like you were saying. And yeah, was it war? Yeah, it was the war outfit. And I mean, that was good. I don't know how well he used it. I'll have to watch that back and really see, but
I don't know. I don't recall seeing much. 'Cause I think
well,
when he was he was actually comboing. He was in the second line.
Yeah.
Him and I think Ten were comboing. Like he did a few full combos.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. So I mean, he was still good. Like he did some impressive things. It's just
Oh yeah, and they have Wanderer Sasuke too. I forgot about that.
yeah,
That's a pretty
he's
good
a free agent.
That's pretty good for them too. That's even more pressure.
Definitely, and they need those range jutsus, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that they've taken that to heart. But yeah, no, this was also a decent match. It was a little faster, other than actually no, it wasn't faster. There's a lot of range. What am I talking about?
And range.
Yeah, no, yeah, it wasn't fast, but I don't know. Like, I hope that they can find something for Sasori, because I know Sasori hasn't had like a huge deal of testing. But I do remember that we did find a good AI for him, like during our consistency testing, and we won't say which one it was, but
Yeah, there are gems out there for Sasori.
definitely.
Because we should probably. I don't think we actually said what our process was for quality checking the AIs.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if we did actually.
Yeah, so we basically went ahead and went for 4 characters that were generally marked down as unusable or not used from the FA pool, and what the staff felt was each team's worst character,
Yeah.
performance-wise. And we took those characters and tested the AIs.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, if let me try and find the pinned message in the testing. See if I can find. No, we unpinned it.
Oh, cool.
Shit.
But so we ended up picking out 20 characters.
Yeah.
1 from each team and 4 free agents. And Sasori was one of the free agents. And we tested them against a specific team, which I believe was Itachi and Kisame.
Yes, specifically Itachi Kasame. Here's the list of characters that we did. Shikamaru from Asuma, because he was generally viewed as the worst on Asuma.
Yeah.
Shino from Kurenai. I can't remember why we did Shino, but Neji from Guy. We had Tsunade from Hokage. We had Six Paths Madara from Sage. Rin from Minato, Mei from Mist, Yukito from Cloud, Kankuro from Sand, Sage Obito from Jin, Kodan from Akatsuki, Jugo from Taka, Orochimaru from Sound, PTS Naruto from Team Kakashi, Sarada from Uchiha, Roshi from Hidden Stone, and Berserk Obito, Utakata, Iruka, and Sasori from the free agents.
Yeah. And we all tested them against the same team.
Yeah, for the most part, all of the AIs were fairly good on them.
Yeah.
There were some AIs that were better on them than others, but it showed a good consistency.
Yeah.
Between all of them.
And we believe that, with the current set of AIs that we have a good, variety. Yeah, a good spread. But of course, like we've said a few times, this season is in a way a test to see. At the end of it, we're going to be like, hey guys, we're going to ask you all, did you think there was any AIs? And we're going to observe this as well, do you see any AIs that were just not as good and just didn't see any use really? Because I mean, if there's like 1 or 2 teams that get use out of an AI, then we have enough reason to keep it. Because why indirectly nerf those teams just because other people don't use those AIs. But if there's like an AI that literally nobody uses, then we will swap it out for another one next season.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Which is the beauty of having so many AI.
Yeah, we have a lot of options. But yeah, no, this was
So, anyways,
about the match. We have our next one, Sand versus Kurenai. Kurenai was home,
yeah,
and this was. I mean, I don't remember a whole lot about the match other than like
it
Sai
was a lot
throwing out a lot of
of
ults.
yeah, it was a lot of attempted ults from Sand and just a lot of attrition, which is baseline for Kurenai.
Yeah.
I will
It
say,
was.
I was gonna say, I do remember Sai really standing out with all of the ultimates he was throwing. Not all of them at connecting, but he was doing really good. I was
Yeah,
impressed
no,
by him.
it was cool. It was impressive to see that many ults thrown out. I think maybe like one or two of them hit, but
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
still, it was good to see all the attempts, and that's, I mean, the fact that he's doing them is what matters. And I mean, both of these teams had a Gara. Kurenai
Yeah.
has Road to Boruto as their free agent, and Sand, of course, still has everyday Gara. So, I mean, a lot of... I believe Tamari was also in this match, and I don't recall her
No.
doing...
what's Tamarian?
I think so. I believe that she was
Let me
in.
let me check. I don't remember. I thought they were both benched.
Maybe. I thought
Maybe
Shippuden.
not. PTS is benched.
So
Shippuden
Shippuden
was
was
in.
in. Yeah.
She was in the second lineup.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel like she made a huge impact on the match.
I feel Sai actually is probably one of the few characters I've seen that seems to supersede Tamari in terms of field time.
Yeah,
Like,
wanting
he
to
seemed
be
to-
out.
Yeah, he seemed to basically have priority and would be out more than she would.
Yeah.
So,
Which, you know, that's a problem for Tamari. She doesn't get to do much.
yeah.
So, of course, Sand will still have to work some kinks out. And Kurenai does too. It's just that Kurenai, you know, they have more... I guess they know what they want with their team, whereas Sand has a few new things. I mean, they don't really have any new characters other than PTS Conqueror, which they didn't even use in this match, I don't think.
Nope, he was benched.
But PTS Tamari, who also wasn't in this, so I'm making a real good point here. You know, she was in their team last season, but she didn't get a lot of use outside of preseason. So she's technically, I want to say she's basically like an all new character for them because she didn't get used at all last season, which is a real shame. But I don't know. It felt like Sand was just kind of on the losing end this entire match, and that's strange. But I'm sure there are a few things contributing to that.
It's not that strange to me because, again, Kurenai.
That's true.
Kurenai is known for just attrition. The longer the match, the greater advantage they have. They have a Gara, they have their ranged characters, and all of that.
Yeah.
They also have gone the route of getting more aggression with PTS Hinata, and
That's true. PTS Hinata
It's-
was in this match, I think.
yeah, she did pretty well.
She
if I
did do
recall
pretty well.
correctly.
A lot of aggression from her, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really, that actually really helps them because they do have, you know, Kiba already, but
Yeah,
they needed more
both
aggression.
The Keepers are amazing.
Yeah.
For aggression.
Definitely. They just
And-
needed more.
They're save for the Hinata swap. I mean, they have PTS as opposed to Ship Hinata, but they did have a Gar last season as well. So
Yeah.
they kind of
Yeah,
for the most part, they kind of have an idea of how their team functions for the most part, in terms, especially with their
Yeah.
Gar free agent. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're a little more ahead in terms of, I guess, solidity. I guess compared to Sand, just because there's been some changes within Sand, opposed to Kurenai, who's
Yeah.
for the most part still, like I said, save for PTS Hinata, is pretty much very similar to last season, which
Yeah.
was what
Plus-
got them to Kage. That's
I mean, yeah.
that's strong.
if I recall correctly, too, Spoofy's a new.
He is a new
Coach for
captain,
Sand.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also new captain for Sand.
So it's a lot of differences.
It is, yeah. And, I mean, it's very smart of Kurenai to go with another Gara, even if they can't get the exact same one.
Yeah.
It's still like it proves to still remain a good team for Shino, just him and Agara. Like, I mean, wasn't bad at all. But yeah, no, this match, I mean, despite it being kind of like war of attrition, this one actually felt a lot quicker than the Guy and Akatsuki match.
Definitely.
Yeah, just because Kurenai was a lot more aggressive, I feel. Outside of, I mean, even when Shino wasn't being aggressive, Road to Boruto Gara felt a lot more aggressive to me than 5 Kage Summit Gara was for them last season. So
Yeah.
that, that helps. But yeah, no, this was, I mean, it wasn't a bad match. You can see some cracks here from Sand, but it is preseason. We have time for them to work things out, and Sand is a strong team. We know that they can do really well.
Yep.
This was just...
Yeah. And again, just look at the characters that did what you wanted, and then build on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably shouldn't put off the next match.
Yeah.
Too
Because this is a
yeah.
controversial, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently
it's a highly controversial match.
Stone at Taka. So
yeah.
Stone actually got like utterly, I don't want to say like destroyed, but they got pretty handily defeated.
I mean,
they
I'd say melted would be more fitting term considering all the fire that was present.
Yeah.
This one didn't go to a round 3.
No.
It was just 2 rounds, and there was a lot of
2 rounds with our first lineup. At the end of it, Taka still had their first bar plus essentially half their first bar.
I think
they never went into yellow. I don't think, did they?
Yeah, I think you guys green barred twice.
Never went to yellow.
Yep.
Green barred twice.
A lot of fireballs.
Yeah.
Tilts from EMS. That's standard fare. Few. I mean, Amaterasu ult from Takasasuke.
There was one.
There was one
in the corner,
which was that was one of the big reasons why I wanted alternate dimension, was because of the corners. For some reason, my team loves to utilize the corners and trapping people in them. Like, you haven't seen Jugo on this map with corners yet.
That's true. He
really
wasn't
scary.
in. I mean, maybe he was in. No, he wasn't. But
no, he wasn't.
It doesn't. We only saw your first lineup anyway. But which, by the way, was EMS, Sasuke, Takasasuke, and their free agent Madara. So both with fire, all with fireballs. So a lot of
all
fire.
With fireballs.
And I believe Stone led with Han and Mu.
Han and Mu.
Yeah.
Yep. Han and Mu.
And I mean, Han, it was a different build for Han. Han wasn't like ultra defensive. He was more shifted toward offense here.
He had a bit of attack. It was really cool, actually.
It was cool, but in this case, I don't think it really worked out that well because of all the projectiles coming their way constantly.
And the only projectile Mu had was this support jutsu, which has a delay.
Yes.
Before it actually connects. So if they would have had like Kage or something that maybe could somehow interrupt. I mean, they had Data in the second line, but he wasn't even part of the first, right? So
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing that actually really dragged them down is that Datara, like Sasori, really wanted to stay out. Yeah.
We didn't even see their free agent.
Which, by the way, is not a new problem. Datara loved to stay out for Stone last season, too.
Yeah.
Which cost them several matches last season as well. So that is not a new thing. Not to mention that Datara kept getting caught on the corners, hit by EMS's tilt, and the fireballs, because they are all range tools. And just,
that lineup essentially is my counter to ranged aggression, because, and I specifically made that kind of deal last season as well, because that is our bane, is ranged fighting.
Yeah, and it worked the way that you wanted it to.
Yeah, we had every single advantage in our side. We had a square map with corners. It's smaller, so ranged fighters have a hard time. We have 3 fireballs. We have EMS out with his tilt and ultimate. Like,
Which, by the way, he didn't even
wasn't-
use. He didn't even use his ult.
yeah, he didn't. Yeah,
That's
he
dirty.
was known for ult spamming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so the controversy here that I've seen from a few people bring this up is that needs an ultimate tilt nerf, or rather a ban from ultimate tilt. And I don't know that that is necessarily the right course of action, or if we should do anything yet, because number one, this is one match. This is one match that we're basing this off of, and we don't need to jump to any conclusions yet.
Well, and I feel preseason is the time where you look for these elements, and then once preseason is done, then we assess everything, and then we decide
Yeah.
if it's an issue, just like last season. So this coming week, may not even be the same issue before. It could be totally different.
Right. And like I said, Burn, like I said, I encourage you to keep using Ultimate Tilt on him in the preseason because it gives us more data. And, you know,
I will.
Otherwise, all we have to go
no.
off of is this match. And that doesn't make it look good.
Nope.
Obviously, if you want to, you can use it without it too. Just, you know, because either way, regardless if it does damage or not, he's still going to use it just as much.
As an
And-
example,
I'll tell whoever I'm fighting for the next 3 weeks, we're using EMS, and he's going to have ultimate tilt every
Okay.
single week,
Well, there you go.
at the very
And-
least.
I will say, just going to like last season's preseason with Nagato and his Wild Ride.
Yeah.
That was something that we found during the preseason, and it became an issue after numerous matches that we saw with him. And
Yeah, and it was especially preseason week 4 was the straw that broke the camel's back last season.
we saw elements before, but that was the real like extreme part that we saw.
Yeah, and we also saw it from Sarada that week also. And so that's when we were like, okay, maybe we should like ban UCS from these guys. And of course we've made, you know, amendments to those rules now. But at the time that was the best thing that we could think to do. And here we have a lot more data with EMS. We've known that he loves to spam tilts. Okay, that is the whole point of his ultimate tilt to begin with. Yes, it is a ranged tool, but if he is fighting someone who is melee oriented, he's not going to have the opportunity to use it. So the whole reason that it was so effective is because Datara is not an aggressive melee character.
He wanted to stick back.
Yeah, and he didn't want to switch out. So he didn't have any
Like,
options.
Even at the very tail end of that match, you could see EMS uses his tilt, and then he tries to charge in. Datara subs, backs off. Alright, use a tilt, charge in. Subs, backs off. Use a tilt, charge in.
Yes.
Like, that was the same pattern for that AI. Was, okay, well, you're backing off, let me just do a little bit of damage and try and get aggressive.
Which is
You're gonna keep backing off,
exactly
I'll
what...
just keep doing it.
Yeah, which is exactly what needed to happen in order for that to work. Like, to beat Datara, you had 3 projectile jutsus. You had a projectile tilt, and you had you had 3 aggressive fighters, 2 of which were out more often. Madara not as much. But EMS especially is very aggressive. And it just didn't work for Datara, and I think that, you know, before we jump to any conclusions and say that, hey, this is problematic, we need to think about the circumstances of what caused this, and we need to look at our you know, the rest of the weeks before we make any decisions. Because if this happens against other characters that aren't ranged characters, then, you know, it's a little bit more reasonable to say that there's a point there. However, this is one match, and it was against, like, literally the type of character that it was meant to counter, and it did its job. So I feel like, why should EMS, you know, why should he be punished? And why should Team Taka and Burn be punished just because Burn built correctly? I don't see why that should be the case.
Pretty much we're aware of it, and we will keep an eye on it going for the rest of the preseason, and then we'll determine what to do from that point on. So don't worry about that. We are aware of it. It's on our radar. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, definitely. Don't want to dwell on it too long.
Stop sending PMs. Fuck.
And this is one match. Just keep in mind, this is one match. We still have time to see if it's ridiculous. So, in any case, that aside, I mean, anything else we really need to say about this match? This was a quick one.
I'd like to say, I mean, I would love to maybe say some positives about some of the Stone stuff, but it was just...
They
I
didn't
don't
get
know
to
if you,
do.
you really
a
can't
whole
take
lot.
much from that. That's just basically showing the extreme if you're put up against ranged pressure,
Yeah.
what could happen if you're not set
On
up
a
to deal with
small
it, so-
stage.
On a
no
small
less.
stage, yeah.
Yeah, I will say I was impressed with Moo's support jutsu. It did catch us out quite a bit.
It did, and Han wasn't doing badly.
Yeah, he wasn't doing badly. It's just the fireballs and all of that stacked up against him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's gonna come with the territory, and hopefully, in preseason, you know, we can see where things go, and I'm willing to bet that it'll be a lot different when this rematch comes forth in the main season in week 11.
Yeah.
Because not only will Stone be
mean-
at home, you know, they will have learned
Yeah.
from this experience. So,
Yep.
yeah. Next up, we have Hokage at Hidden Sound. And
Now, another match that had
Oh,
multiple awakenings.
Yeah.
Team awakening and a single awakening.
at this point, Hidden Sound
Yeah.
is now becoming known as the team to use them, which is great.
Yep.
Which is, you know, their characters are lended towards it because they have Curse Mark. So, you know, it actually works for them because they use it correctly. Who knew? But, yeah, no, Hokage did lose this match. I think this only went to a round 2. Just like the previous one.
Yeah,
But,
and because pretty much that, what I think really kept them from going to that third match is the regenerator
mhm.
that they had. I
Yep.
saw like I would say probably a full health bar over the course of the 2 awakenings that built up. And if you take that out of the equation, Hokage probably would have taken a match of their own. But because of that, it just shows how valuable that can be if you put that on a character that you find does awaken, or you decide to do that. Because unlike last season, Regenerator applies to the whole team, so it's not like one can tag out and it just stops. It's going to be effective through the whole duration, especially if it's on a team awaken.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
And, you know, Hokage wasn't looking too bad in this match either.
No, they were trying to Toby Rama
Toby Ron was
was
doing
looking really
especially
good.
well.
It was funny because remember, I think I was starting to say like, yeah, he was doing good when we disabled his tilt because we found he was better. Then as he starts using his tilt, it was actually what helped him kind of
Yeah, he
get
was
in there, and he was using it well, very intelligently, getting past the dokis, getting some full
Yep.
combos in there. Very impressive considering last season the tilt was kind of with the bane
Yeah.
of what made him kind of really bad. Nice to
Yeah.
see that that's something that you can actually build him with, and he can still be effective.
right. It's the whole, you know,
Yeah.
tilt changes, the multiple hit tilts. They are fixed, and so they can be viable, as we've seen here. And I believe Hokage also had Tsunade, Edo Minato,
Yep.
and
Hashirama.
Hashirama, yeah. So, I mean, I felt like actually Edo Minato didn't get to do a whole lot.
He got a few ults in, I thought, or he ulted once, didn't he?
I don't
It
remember.
was Minato Tobirama.
Minato Tobirama. Tsunade
Yeah,
actually
that
was,
was the second
doing
one.
pretty well. I think she was aggressive.
Yeah, she was aggressive. It's just that the first lineup was decimated due to like ults and stuff,
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good
like
matchup.
constant CTSs.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hashirama got, I think, a few ults off, I think, but after that, it just...
yeah.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
get one. Yeah, he
It
did
just
get
kind of
one.
fell apart.
Yeah. And again, Sound's great use of awakenings was really impressive.
Yeah, especially Tia. She loves to awaken, it seems.
Oh yeah, definitely. So it seems like she's gonna be the one with the released power on her build, pretty much forever.
Yeah.
So yeah. So who all did Sound have in? Tayuya, Kimimaro, Sasuke, and Who else?
I'm trying to look.
Yeah, me too. Here,
Was
let's
it
see.
a
They
Orochi?
had
I don't think so.
I think they only used their first lineup.
Yeah, they only did. That's
they had
true.
Heavy Sasuke, Kimura, Tayuya, and then the second one would have been Snake Cape, Kabuto with Tayuya.
Right. Okay. So Snake Cape. I mean, that's
Yeah.
still, even if they had gotten to the second lineup, that's still really powerful sounding.
Rough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can't really blame Hokage. They're recovering from one of their worst seasons. Like, keep in mind, I mean, Hokage used to be in Kage. So, I mean, they've had good seasons. We know that they can do a lot of good things. But last season was rough on them, and they're still recovering, but I see potential. I really do.
Yeah. And again, they lost to a team that was awakening
Constantly.
like candy. Constantly. With all the benefits of an awakening, with the length of it that they get from their innate, I guess, passive that they have for that, just because of the curse steal. So,
Yeah, lasting
they were,
energy.
considering that, I think they weren't doing horribly. It was just hard to come back from it. I mean, there were some good performances from a few of their characters. So, not a
Definitely.
total loss, but just something to look into.
Yeah, for sure. So next up we have Team Kakashi at Team Minato, and yet again we have another 2-round match. This one, I'm not really sure what to think about this one, honestly. This one was weird. I mean, Minato was good because Minato is a good team, but
Unmasked Obito and Double String and Kakashi, wasn't it?
yeah, not Double Sharingan Kakashi. He
Oh, it
was
was
on.
normal Kakashi.
Yeah, both Kakashis are in this match. Just so you know.
Yes.
Okay.
Double Sharingan is now on Team Kakashi,
Okay.
and Every Day is now on Minato. So, there's that. It's a little confusing, but yeah, no, I mean, Kakashi tried. I felt like Sasuke was a little off. He didn't feel as aggressive as he.
Yeah, I was gonna say he compared to other Sasuke's, he definitely hung back a lot more and was not really going in very much.
Well, compared to him, even like in the contention match, he was a lot less aggressive, and that, I mean, I don't know if it was the same AI or not, but I felt like that AI from the contention match was good, very aggressive.
Yeah.
And they looked strong there, so I'm not really sure what went wrong here. I think maybe they're still getting used to trying to build Double Sharingan Kakashi. I didn't think he was terrible in this match.
Double String didn't do bad. He connected. He used his ult a few times.
He did.
Connected with it once.
Yeah.
Definitely not bad.
No. It's just Minato's a strong team.
Chromolink had some
Yeah.
good ones too. It has some good tagging in. I think was it with what Mifune? Oh no, that was the second one. So that was the first lineup. So Chromolink didn't do too bad. I think that one was more so Kakashi, Chromolink, with Sasuke kind of dropping the ball for that lineup there. And he still Double String and held up okay in Team 2, but again, just the ult from Obito.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that thing, but like the delay, he uses it and he starts getting caught in a combo, and then it pops up. And
I love that ultimate for that reason, yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I was waiting for it during the match. I was like, is it actually going to come out? And yep, it sure did. But yeah, that is one of those that has a delay after he uses it. He can get hit. And if it's outside of like that, I don't know, like half a second window when he's activating it, then it will still come out of the ground afterwards. So, I mean, that can be a problem for teams. But yeah, no, Minato does really well here, and I'm glad.
I'm glad they have him as a member of their base roster.
Yeah, no, Unmasked Obito didn't get used much at all last season. He was Uchiha's free agent.
Yeah.
And I don't think he got used really much.
I think maybe they used him during the last trimester, maybe, I think. They brought him in.
Yeah, he was only really used in the last trimester after they finally figured out, hey, you know, the last Sasuke isn't that great.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, he didn't see much use, but I'm glad that he's looking good here. I mean, that said, I hope Kakashi has better luck next week, although they are up against you, Burn.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can at least get some data.
Good luck.
But yeah, so this is
I'm sorry. That's bad. That's bad. I'm sorry. I do wish them luck.
yes, it is your old team after all,
Mm-hmm.
and mine technically. So, and technically Gomo's in a way. So you know what?
Well, technically,
They're gonna
I was
fucking
on.
win.
Technically, I was on new team Kakashi when it was that.
Well, technically, I was on Classic Team Kakashi. They're all Team Kakashi.
We had a cock in either one, so.
That's true. Oh my god. Anyway,
Cock in the hand is like 2 in the bush.
oh my god. All right. Jesus.
Hey, music started playing. Anyway,
Yep,
on
mind
the
that.
final match.
On to the final one. It was Sage at Asuma. I did this go to
Yeah.
round 3? I don't remember. I think it
It
did.
did.
It was just
Woo! No, Shikacho.
yes. There were no
Oh,
Ino
yeah.
Shikacho. Thank God.
They almost ended it with it.
It's gonna be a meme.
Almost did.
It really will be. If it
Going
hits,
to eventually.
we're gonna place bets on whether we're gonna see it or not in every single match of theirs. So
Sin needs to add that to his betting thing.
he does. Will we see Ino Shikacho? Oh, yes, no.
Will we see that stupid fucking thing again?
I'm so tired.
Or will it show up on the YouTube image?
Oh my god, I know,
Oh,
right?
God.
YouTube algorithm loves that ultimate for some
The
reason.
exact same,
Yeah.
like, part of that ultimate. Always.
Yep. Every single time.
But about the match, um, you know, honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest and say that I don't remember a whole lot about this match.
I don't either, apart from Donzo just completely dropping the ball.
Okay, Gomo, save us.
Let me look here. Check.
I totally remember. guys.
I totally remember. Let me just check this part of my brain. Where did I put this?
Okay.
Over here.
Oh,
Thank-
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, what the
What is
fuck?
that sound?
What is going on?
That's my brain.
Oh, your brain. Okay.
Sure.
It's making notification sounds. I have used too much information.
I
It's
see.
scratching.
All right.
Are
Is your brain up to speed? Are you done?
now? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell
So
us very obvious
Asuma-
facts about this match.
yes. I would say the first lineup from Asuma with Shikamaru and Asuma was pretty
Uh huh. Yeah, that was pretty good.
pretty solid. Pretty solid.
No, actually, Shikamaru was
they-
really good in this
They got a
match.
few. I think
Yeah.
they had a team ultimate in there as well.
They
yeah.
did. I forgot about that. We did see that team ult.
Yeah.
And
With the Asuma team ult.
yeah, the one where you can like literally see like every detail on Asuma's face, and it's really weird. I don't like.
why
that.
doesn't the algorithm pick that as the picture? I want to know that.
Well, yeah, it's beautiful.
Because the handsomeness cannot be allowed to exist, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
As for Sage, they had Mitsuki in twice.
they did.
Yeah.
Because he's
And
new, and they need
he
data.
And he was kind of lackluster, honestly. Like, from the test I've seen, he seemed to want to ult a lot.
He did.
He never attempted it, whereas in this, whereas the first lineup, Sage Madara was paired with him, he tried to ult a few times. Didn't do too bad, but
I will
I think
say
they were-
Sage Madara wasn't bad. Now that
No.
I'm remembering it, he was actually pretty decent.
yeah, he wasn't that bad. It was just more so, like, I felt like Mitsuki was kind of the one that kind of dropped it, and then going into their second lineup with him,
Donzo.
Sage Kabuto with Donzo. I think Donzo, I remember you making a lot of those Donzo noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite. No, Donzo stuck out a lot in the second lineup, which is bad because he has a defense negative.
Yeah.
And they didn't use Flak Jacket on him. So there's that. So he took a lot of damage. Now, Sage Kabuto was actually awesome. I thought he was doing really well. But Donzo was actually out way more than either one of Mitsuki or Sage Kabuto, and he was just taking so much damage. Granted, he got an ult off, a team ult. But that was about it, really. He didn't get to do a whole lot more. I think maybe he got one full combo and one ult, but he was just taking too much damage. And that is a bit of a common theme that we saw this week is some characters just take a little bit too much damage. And they like to be out just a little bit too much. So I mean, I'm trying to put the pieces here together with this match, and
those were the highlights, I'd say. I mean, it was pretty much by the time they came into the third round, I think they had a handicap out of their favor already, and they were against Shikucho, and I mean the damage just piled on, fire bombs, everything everywhere.
Yeah, and at that point it was
because Donzo was out a little more often.
Yeah, at that point Donzo was taking huge damage. And that was really so. This one did go to 3 rounds, but it was a very one-sided round 3.
Yeah.
So there is that, but yeah, I mean overall, I hope Sage gets some good data, especially on Mitsuki. I hope Mitsuki is worth it. I really do. I think he can be really good. I'm not gonna say too much about dropping Sage Naruto because they seem to be fine with their decision, and that's great. I hope it works out for them. Let's not criticize them too much because they did it for reasons. Sometimes characters don't work out well for certain teams as well as they do others, so there's always that. But I thought Mitsuki paired pretty well with Sage Madara. Like you said, he didn't do a whole lot of ultimates, and maybe that could be due to AI. I don't know what AI he's had in tests, as opposed to here he had Jugo AI.
I know in some of the tests he had, I think he was paired with Hashirama or Jiraiya, and he seemed to do pretty good in those single team combinations with either of those characters. At least those are the ones I saw them test with the most. So
yeah,
I don't remember him being with Sage Madara much, but then again, I don't see all their tests. That's just the ones I remember.
Right. But yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't a bad showing from Team Sage. I just think that there were some missteps in this match that led it to be a little bit of an uphill battle for them. And Team Asuma is a very powerful team that got in way too much testing in the off season. But so I mean, Asuma of course is a very strong opponent to go up against for Team Sage. And
they were the champions last season, so there's a reason.
Yeah. So that is last week. I guess we will move on to our next segment now, which is the Endcast questions. I don't know. Do we just have one?
We just have one, yep. I can go over it right now if you want.
Okay.
So from Riame Itachi, what do you think were some of the strongest lineups last week? Any predictions of good lineups?
Okay, well, before anything else, the second part of this question might be a little redundant because we do have a segment where we do predictions for next week. And technically the lineups are out. So
so we can just use that for the predictions. Yeah. So we'll answer that second part later.
Yeah. What were some of the strongest lineups last week? What do you guys think? I'll go last. Not from your own team. Let's make that
okay. Clear.
Good. I will vote for Burn. I'll say Taka's first lineup because that was just it was yeah.
Okay.
No, man, it was hot trash. I don't know what you're talking about.
That helps you sleep at night. Burn.
Yeah. So. All right. So you're gonna give your vote to Team Taka.
Yeah, immediately off the top of my head, that's the one that stands out the most.
Yeah.
I mean, Ito's team was pretty strong too.
It was.
So.
What do you think, Burn?
I'm gonna say your guys' first lineup, the Sage Naruto plus Sarada was real strong.
That's true. That was good. Fuck. I'm looking through these here, and I mean, honestly, Hidden Sounds wasn't bad at all. Like, Hidden Sound had, like we discussed earlier, it was Hebi Sasuke, Kimimaro, and Tuyuya. Now, Kimimaro is like a complete wild card, so to speak, is in terms of anybody who hasn't watched the tests or anything. But Sasuke did really well. a lot of ultimates, as can be expected of him. Yuya was actually really impressive, though. I felt like she was pretty shaky last season. She had some great performances. She had some pretty bad ones as well. But here, I felt like she was super solid. And, I mean, it didn't go to around 3. And there were a lot of awakenings that were used really, really effectively. So, I mean, I'm going to actually give it to this one. This one could be a real kicker for Hidden Sound in the future.
And I will say an honorable mention, Darby and I.
Oh yeah, Dari and A was a really good team, actually. That kicked ass. Yeah, no, I mean, Shikamaru and Asuma was also a great team. I will say that. That was very aggressive. 2 very aggressive melee, which, you know, people might not be used to that with Shikamaru, but it is a thing now.
Yeah, Shikamaru was on an attack build, wasn't he, too?
He was on attack +2, and Asuma was actually on a defense +1 build. So, you know, that it's interesting. But no, it did really well, which is great. That's awesome. But yeah, no, I think that's pretty much everything we have for this question. Let's just refresh one more time, just in case somebody else left. Nope, nobody left anymore. Okay, cool. So then we will move on to our final segment, which is predictions for next week. Now, we do have builds for next week. We are not going to dwell on them for too long, because this endcast will end up being like 2 hours long, if that is the case.
And more so being preseason, most people, we don't really look at like who we're like per se, like what we're like expecting the other team to put against us, because it's preseason. Everyone's testing still. So in terms of that, it's not going to be as valuable for us to kind of look at and say, oh yeah, look at this team here, because they did this and that. So it's more so just looking at like what they're testing and some interesting things maybe they're looking to do with the line. That's probably what we're more so looking at for this.
Yeah, definitely. So first up we have Kurenai Guy.
First line is PTS Hinata and PTS Kiba versus PTS Tenten and Wonder Sasuke. Then the second lineup is PTS Shino, Everyday Kiba, War Lee, War Neji.
Interesting.
This is very interesting, because this is a very aggressive setup for PTS Hinata and PTS Kiba.
It is,
along with Everyday Kiba and PTS Shino. Yeah,
they seem to have went very aggressive here, which is, I mean, that's not a bad look for Kurenai at all. They have some great characters for that. And Team Guy, actually, I mean, we're not certain what Wanderer Sasuke is going to do, but I mean, it looks like they want him to tilt a lot. So there's that. And maybe that'll end up countering some of the aggression that they throw out, which is, I think, maybe what they were hoping for. PTS Tenten is on an attack build. Was she on that last week? She was. She was on this exact build. So
she's with piercing palm too.
Yeah. So she's not going to be any different. She was great last week, and I think that she could be really good for countering aggression too, just because she has great range tools, and good melee. After we buffed the damage of it. So I mean, that's cool. Based off of the first lineups, I'm not sure how that'll go. And Guy is at home.
Guy's at home, so they have a kind of big map.
They do, yeah.
Which would be it would be more for a nice favor, in my opinion, if they had more of a ranged presence. But
yeah,
I mean, Guy's also really melee aggressive, and they only have PTS 1010.
That's true.
Normal 1010.
This is probably the most melee Kurenai probably could get, I think.
It honestly. Is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Kurenai.
I'm actually
looking at these.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually gonna lean the other direction and say Team Guy, because they've got I mean, like you said, PTS Tenten has a few range tools. She's mainly melee aggressive, but whoever is out on the other side is gonna have a really reliable range support in this first lineup, because Wanderer Sasuke has Inferno Fireball, and PTS Tenten has her Blade of 1,000 Strikes, or whatever it's called, that tracks really well and stuns for a really long time. And the other one tracks really well and sets people on fire. So, I think that could actually lend them a lot of range pressure. Especially if PTS 1010 throws out ranged combos and stuff too. I think that would be great for them. And PTS Hinata did great last week, but I'm still not sure where she lands in terms of just overall aggression and
it's still a question.
Yeah. So I think, and as far as second lineups go, War Lee and War Neji sounds like a very aggressive team. And PTS Shino Everyday Kiba also sounds like an aggressive team, so that one's a little bit more of a toss-up in my eyes. I will say the ultimates from Kiba will probably be very scary. But I think that's probably the biggest thing that they have to worry about. Lee still does a lot of ultimates on his own.
Yeah.
But what I'm actually noticing, there's very few defense-oriented builds for these teams. There's only one for Team Guide, just a defense +1 for War Neji, and Kurenai didn't use any defense builds. They just used Flak Jacket on PTS Kiba to cover up his child debuff. Not even on PTS Shino.
To cover up the child?
Yeah, to cover up the child.
Just smother him.
Well, it's, Flak Jackets are big.
Remember to stick your child in your flak jacket today?
But yeah, no, I'm gonna lean toward Guy, especially because this is a larger stage that they're on. I think that they're more suited to have the advantage here because of that. What do you think, Omar?
Cool.
I'll probably say Guy myself, just because I feel in terms of melee, if there's one thing Guy's been pretty good at, they're really solid in melee. They can be very strong in melee. Whereas Kurenai can have good melee, but I feel their strength is in the variety of styles they have, with the mix of range and melee. And I'm not sure how a fully melee Kurenai would fare against a team that is generally done well in melee. So
yeah, and
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
And granted, I will say that I don't think it's gonna be one-sided just because of these things, but I think that Guy does get an edge. And I think that's where my vote comes from, and so
that's fair.
Yeah. But I do think Kurenai has a fair chance. All right, so
on to the next one.
We have a Grand Finals rematch. Asuma versus Cloud.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
So the lineups are Kakazu on an Awakening build.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah. With Awakened Fury, along with Shikamaru and Choji versus Sakano-kan Yukito.
Okay.
The second lineup is PTS Choji and Choji versus A in third. Now, my personal views on this is, fuck, that's a stacked first lineup from Asuma.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, real stacked. Shikamaru has Pack +2. You have Kakazu with Release Power to Awaken Fury, Chakra +2, all of that good stuff. You have Choji, who has the Natural Flak Jacket plus Defense +1, and a whole bunch of movement and Air Palm and all of that good stuff. Like, that's a lot of combos that can happen.
Oh,
and
definitely.
if there's Awakening,
yeah, that's true. That'll be really powerful if that does happen.
Yes.
So,
but
I'd say similarly to the same instance for the second lineup of Cloud, I in third.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Like, second lineup Cloud, I want to say that they have the advantage because, that's just a lot of huge damage and aggression. You have A on his same build from last week with Piercing Palm and all of that, and Berserker. Like, that's just pure melee aggression.
Right.
You have third Raikage with Ultimate +2, Ultimate Tilt, and all of that good stuff. Like, that's crazy. But then you're up against PTS Choji and Choji, who are basically both super tanky defense +2 monsters.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's interesting. Just a lot of hyper offense versus hyper defense on that second
Yeah.
lineup.
The first lineup, though,
I think
Cloud,
I'm sorry. I think the first lineup is going to be like the biggest deciding factor here.
Oh yeah, definitely. But the first lineup for Cloud is very much a question mark because it's their free agent plus
That's true.
Yukito was not really utilized last season, and plus we haven't really seen her so far. Supposedly she's a pretty good ult spammer and she's on an ult build, so it might be cool. You would have to see. It's a big question mark to me. So I'm gonna say Asuma.
I'm gonna lean towards Asuma for the same reasons. Not to mention, Anthony is a very experienced coach. Cloud has a new coach, and I just think that Asuma is a lot more settled in with what they want to do with their team. And Hidden Cloud has some. I mean, they have some firepower for sure, but like you said, this first lineup feels a little bit more shaky just because we don't know if Sakon Ukon is going to be that good. And Yugito is a little bit up in the air as well. Versus, this Kakuzu Shikamaru Choji build lineup is just, it looks really strong. And even if Kakuzu doesn't pull his weight, we know that Shikamaru and Choji will. So, versus Sakon Ukon, we don't know how well they're going to do, and we don't know how well Yugito's going to do. So that's where I'm coming from with this.
Yeah, and Kakuzu's support jutsu is just amazing in general anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only thing Cloud has for that first lineup is Yugito's mouse airball, which can be pretty good, but it's a little slower moving, and you got Sakon Ukon. So, in terms of like if they decide to get distance, that might kind of tear them apart a bit. If Cloud's lineup, I feel, was reversed in that I and third were starting, I could see it probably being a lot closer.
Probably,
but
yeah.
I'm thinking that Kakuzu Shikamaru Choji depends on how far they get into the second lineup of Cloud. Especially if that first lineup cannot get the job done. If this lineup can take I and third to one handicap or two, going into PTS Choji and Choji, I mean that's pretty tough.
And to be fair, we don't know. To be fair to Cloud, we don't know that Kakuzu's going to be good either. But at the same time, there is potential for an awakening. And like I mentioned earlier, even if he's not good, you still have Shikamaru and Choji, which we know are good.
Yeah, plus I've seen quite a bit of testing with Kakuzu, Shikamaru, and Choji, and I think we even had a few tests against that lineup as well.
Yes, we did.
Actually. It proved pretty solid, so whereas I haven't seen as much in terms of what Cloud has tested. It can be really good, it's hard to say, but in terms of just solid testing, I would give it to Asuma, again, for additionally for all the reasons you guys have mentioned as well.
Yeah. All right. On to our next one, we have Team Hidden Sand, sorry. I almost said Team Uchiha, that's not. Uchiha Clan and... Yeah, Uchiha at Sand.
Yeah. Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Jesus, these colors.
Yeah.
It's like a Technicolor fucking post.
I think it's really nice. I like it. Kind of hurts my eyes a little bit.
I think it's kind of weird.
It's the Uchiha Technicolor rainbow.
Oh, God.
Everybody knows Uchihas love rainbows.
That's the last time we give Itachi coloring pencils.
Have you seen that Yasaka Beads Ultimate? Oh my god. So Uchiha versus Sand, and Sand is at home.
Yep. It's gonna be RTB Sasuke, PTS Sasuke Itachi versus Suit Sai, Rasa, and Suit Gara.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And then PTS Sasuke and Shishui versus Suit Gara and PTS Tamari.
Interesting. Okay. I'm interested that they still haven't used PTS Konkuro yet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting to me.
Surprised.
Which, by the way, why did they...
Maybe because they feel that he's really
Good.
powerful or something.
Yeah. By the way, why did they specify swimsuit Tamari if they ever been... Whatever.
I don't know.
So PTS
Why not?
Tamari is on an ultimate build. As she...
Noticed that.
Yeah. As she should be, I think, because that is probably the best, most powerful thing that she can do. As well as her tilt. So she has ultimate tilt as well, which is great. Sai is set up to do ultimates. He has Chakra +1, Chakra Saver, Ultimate Chakra Saver, and Naruto's Chakra Sharing. So he's at a Chakra 1.5, and he has cheaper ultimates and cheaper jutsus. So that's...
Yeah, so he's just all around
Spammy.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suitgara,
Better with the ninjutsu.
yeah. And it seems like they wanted Suitgara to be like a mix of a defensive and grab heavy. I can definitely see where they're coming from with that. Defense +1. I mean, they're not using a defense +2, so maybe they could have used that instead. But extended grab, or extended reach rather.
They
Ultimate
probably want to
grab.
reduce the damage that he can do with his the grab, probably. If you get that
Oh,
attack bonus.
well, it doesn't actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't affect the grab.
Yeah. It's just the
Okay,
melee
never mind.
combos.
Yeah.
I know it's different from DBZ League.
Yeah.
And relentless, so he can bust through those guards more easily. And then we have Rasa, which is attack +1, unstoppable, and lightweight. Lightweight? Wait, lightweight? Do they mean
Wait, what is...
Shikigami dance? Because they listed it as...
Yeah, that's 3 points.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume it's Shikigami dance because that is like the
Yeah, lightweight's a one-pointer.
Yeah.
So- and it's not
Yeah.
spaced like that. Okay.
Okay, we'll just assume it's
You are gonna
Shikigami
have to
dance.
PM him.
I will. I will assume it's Shikigami dance for now, though. Okay. Uchiha's builds, RTB Sasuke's on defense +2, relentless, ultimate tilt, ultimate chakra saver. They want him to ult, it seems, which, I mean, he has a great ult, so I can see why. They want PTS Sasuke to ult as well, but they want ultimate damage. They have ultimate +2 chakra -1, Naruto's chakra sharing technique, flak jacket, relentless, and chakra saver.
Not a bad call, honestly. I mean, his ult comes out pretty
Yeah.
quick. It's kind of like War Lee's a bit. It's got armor on it,
Yeah.
and he seems to
And
like
it's a
do
melee
close
range.
range, honestly, and it leaves very little opportunity to like actually get out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like the inclusion of Relentless on there because of the fact that like it's very much like Karin's ultimate. Unless I'm very much mistaken, right, Darky?
Which ult? PTS Sasuke's?
BTS Sasuke?
It is like it
very
is
much like
similar.
Karin's.
I would say it's more
Okay.
similar to
So-
CTS Sasuke's, just because it's a Chidori. But
Well,
you know.
I mean, it does the same effect when paired with Relentless, correct? Or am I talking out of my ass?
No, it has the same effect. You're
Okay,
right about that.
So, with Karin's ultimate, why I like Relentless and why I like Berserker and all of that on it is because it's one of those where you have to charge at the enemy, and if you connect with the enemy, if they're guarding, you have like 3 or 4 hits to break through their guard.
yeah,
And Relentless and Berserker will make that easier. So if you have a character like PTS Sasuke, like CPS Sasuke, like Karin, who has that kind of ultimate, it's going to check like 3 or 4 times, and you can break through the guard and just hit with the ultimate through somebody who's blocking.
yeah. Which is, I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I hope that actually works out for them.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Itachi's got an attack build, pretty standard looking, and Shisui also has an attack build. A speed attack build. Oh my
Almost
God.
very similar, say for the Unstoppable and the Piercing Palm. Be different.
Yeah. And then for their lineup, they have Rotoboruto Sasuke, PTS Sasuke, and Itachi. And then they have PTS Sasuke with Shisui.
That's a lot of fire.
It
for
is a
the
lot of
first-
fire.
Yep.
So I mean that's quite impressive. I mean, to be
Is
honest,
this
like
at home, by the way? Is Gia's home
this Uchiha's at
Sans.
Sand.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So Sand has Otherworld Divine Tree. So I mean, as for lineups, I mean, their first Uchiha's first lineup seems very ult spammy, whereas the only thing looking ult spammy about Sans is Sai. Yeah. Which there is a lot to be said for that because Sai is very spammy, but Uchiha's got it coming from more directions, and I think potentially that they could have the upper hand on this. Just this first lineup.
We have to see how RTV Sasuke and Itachi work because, like last match, like PTS Sasuke just wanted to stay out on the field and take a ton of damage.
Yeah.
We have to see if they want to play ball too. With Sand, with their first lineup, it'll be rough. If
Definitely.
BTS Sasuke wants to just stay out on the field, that first lineup from Sand can just tear them up. So I'm gonna say it heavily depends on the first lineup, and I'm in the favor of Sand.
Okay. I think Sand's second lineup looks potentially very powerful because it's Gaara and PTS Tamari, and Gaara is very defensive. PTS Tamari is very ult spammy, and I think that could be a very powerful combination.
That tilt though.
That tilt is also very good. Now, yeah, they have a good tilt tool and a great grab tool from both of them.
I think that was one of the lineups used in the contention match, wasn't it? Gar and PTS Tamari, wasn't it? Against us?
I think so.
It's a pretty
It was pretty
good
good.
lineup.
Yeah. Man, this is hard for me to say because I think part of me thinks that Uchiha just has like the stronger lineup here, but here I think I'm gonna give it to Uchiha for this one, just because
Okay.
I think the builds can potentially do a lot of damage, and as we've seen, PTS Sasuke loves that ultimate. It's probably going to hit at some point. RTB Sasuke, his ult is probably going to hit at some point. Itachi is great. Shisui is great. And I'm a little more shaky on Rasa. And I mean,
Rasta last season was built for ultimates a lot of times, wasn't he?
he was, but here
Yes.
he's built for melee aggression. Which, I'm sure he can do fine. But I'm just more shaky on him as opposed to me knowing that Uchiha's characters here are going to do pretty well. So, what about you, Gomo?
I would say Sand. I would think I would go with Sand. Mainly because, like I said, I was fairly impressed with myself from Sai. If that's the same Sai we get again, depends if, like I said, if PTS Sasuke stays out. I mean, that's going to be quite a bit of damage from Sai. Then you got Gaara, who's generally always very solid for the most part. Ross is the only kind of unknown, I think, because it's hard to say how he'll perform in that three-man.
That's true. Yeah.
But I'm more confident in, again, Sand's second lineup, I think, as opposed to the first, just based on from what I've seen. And that's kind of why I'm leaning towards them, as opposed to what I see PTS Sasuke and Shisui, or the second lineup of Uchiha, which, again, it depends on if PTS Sasuke remains a liability in terms of him wanting to stay on the field. If he tags in and out a lot, then I'd probably give it more maybe to Uchiha, because then you have stronger characters in there, Itachi, Rodobrodo, Sasuke, and even Shisui himself, who honestly I think is probably one of the strongest members of Uchiha, and the most consistent, I'd say. So it just depends, but based on what I've seen, that I would go with Sand.
Yeah.
At least at this time.
I mean, I definitely think that this can be very close.
It'll be around 3. It'll be around 3 at least.
Yeah.
I'd say.
So, all right. Moving on to our next match, we have Akatsuki at Sage. What are we thinking for this one?
Let me see. I gotta pull up the lineup here.
Let me pull up this thing in my brain.
Hey, that's my thing. It's not,
Oh
so,
boy, the
let's see what
return of
they-
Nagato's wild ride.
Ugh.
Well,
All defaults?
All default AI.
what?
That's
Wow.
interesting.
What?
Not
Akatsuki.
me.
Akatsuki's going wild on this one. Okay.
Yeah, they are. Jeez.
I guess Nagato brought
Okay.
some other people on the ride with him.
Yeah, seems like it. I mean, to be honest, I don't think their default AIs are that bad, but I think they could have probably gone for a different AI on maybe like Conan or Pain. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Nagato.
mean,
I think they're trying to meme.
I think so too. Nagato on default AI is very scary. As for Sage, they have Jiraiya, Sage Kabuto, Sage Hashirama, and
They actually
Sage
benched
Mara.
Mitsuki, actually.
They did.
Interesting. I thought they would maybe would have kept him in because again, I wasn't very impressed with him last week, and I thought maybe they'd want to keep him in just to kind of just to get more data to see if he would work in another lineup. So
I think that's a really strong pair of lineups from Sage.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jiraiya
you
is
have-
strong.
Yeah, Jiraiya, Sage Kabuto, and then Sage Hashirama, Sage Madara, Sage Kabuto. I've seen those three characters interact really well together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not to mention Sage Hashirama alone is very scary.
Yeah.
And he's on default AI too, so he's gonna be spamming his ult, I'd imagine.
Yeah, so is Jiraiya. They definitely want him to use his jutsu, it seems.
It is interesting that he has Ultimate +1 and all of that, but he doesn't have UCS.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, they gave it to Sage Madara,
Well,
and they gave it to
Sage Madara
Jiraiya.
and
Oh,
Jiraiya.
I guess so. It's a little weird for Jiraiya to have it, considering his ult's not that good.
Well, and I'd also
Yeah.
say Sage Madara is because his is so slow like Obito's that I would say if it connects, but Sage Hashirama is
Hashirama.
probably going to get his to connect, and so give him the ability to do it more.
Yeah, well, if
Yeah,
anything,
it's-
I feel like I might have gone for, like, giving Jiraiya Chakra Saver, right? And then giving him Naruto's Chakra Sharing Technique and 5 Element Seal, because then we make his ultimate cost more, and we make his jutsu cheaper, so we're gonna get more jutsus and less ultimates. That's just
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. But, I mean, regardless, these characters still are strong.
Jiraiya does like his ults, though. I mean,
He does.
If that's what he does and he can do it well enough, I mean, that's a melee ultimate.
That's true. If it hits, it
Yeah.
hits, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just strange to me when he has Ultimate +1 and no UCS.
Yeah, like, you could use Ultimate plus... I mean, I don't know.
Well, especially because they got chakra saving technique to kind of help offset a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Does
a
anyone
little
else in that lineup? Do any of them get a passive chakra?
Yes,
You see
Hashirama
50
has
station
a...
also.
His Hashirama and... Wait, I don't... Does Hashirama get it? I know Sage Kabuto gets it, but I don't know if Hashirama gets one.
I'm
Yeah,
not entirely
he's a
sure.
sage.
All of them have NCST.
Yeah, so they all have NCST naturally. So Hashirama is
Yeah.
gonna be at a Chakra +1.
So if it was chakra -1 from ultimate +2, I don't think it would have been a big effect
No,
considering the
it
other-
would have just equaled out at
Yeah.
a normal Chakra, yeah. Huh.
ultimate grab one too, though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
like
don't...
the Ultimate Grab.
Yeah. I just don't see why
Like-
Relentless and Flak Jacket are there, personally. Like...
Personally, if it were me, I would keep NCST but Ultimate +2 on instead of Ultimate +1. You have Ultimate Grab and you have the Grab extension scroll.
Extended
What is
reach.
that again? Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, that could have been good.
Yeah.
That's 2 points as well, right? So that would have actually taken care of the relentless and the flashback.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting.
I think that makes me... I mean... I'm sure Sage has a reason for doing it, but it's a little... I don't know, it's a little weird to me.
Sage, I think
But
Sage
what's-
Kabuto's build a bit interesting too.
Yeah, but what is weirder to me is Akatsuki putting everybody on default AI. That's weirder
Yeah.
to me.
We'll have basically It all comes down to if the wild ride is back.
And if the wild ride is back, I will definitely go for Katsuki. But Team Sage can definitely put out their own wild ride, except that they didn't give Hashirama Ultimate Chakra Saber, so maybe it won't.
It's a question mark.
But
It's
regardless, these characters are good. Like,
Yeah.
Sage's characters are good regardless, and I think that this could be very close. I'm still going to give the edge to Team Sage.
As am I, with the stipulation that if the wild ride is back, don't blame me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. What about you, Como?
Yeah, same. If that's what we get from Nagato, then Roni,
Yeah.
as Bird would say. Otherwise, I can see Sage just taking it, just because from what I see here, they pretty strong lineup. I mean, just seeing Jiraiya there, and Sage Hashirama in there, I mean, alone, those are very strong core members of their team, and I think they definitely pull their weight in this. So.
Definitely. All right. So next up we have Sound versus Stone, and Stone is home on this match.
Alright.
All right.
What was Stone's home map again?
They have.
Was it the Sulphur Stone Temple place, something like that, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's still Sulphur Stone
It is.
Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Orochimaru needs to stay 500 yards from our school. That's what
Oh wait,
the
no.
lineup says.
Stone is Ninja Academy.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
That's right. That makes more sense now. Okay.
Oh God, Orochimaru is going to the school to find more disciples.
The memes.
Oh jeez.
Okay.
What a pedophile.
Oh god, we're gonna have some fun
Oh
with that.
God, this is yeah.
Would you like a curse seal? Would you like a curse seal?
God.
Everybody look under your desks. It's a curse seals for everybody. I don't know what kind of accent this is.
Teacher, Orochimaru's head's underneath my desk.
God.
Kick it. Kick it.
Kick it.
Do it.
Keep it.
Alright, so we have Tayuya with Orochimaru.
Yes.
Tayuya is on basically the same exact build as last time.
Mhm.
Orochimaru is on an attack +2 build.
Interesting.
With
Ooh.
Essence of Striking.
That's gonna do some damage.
It's really similar, except for the air pump. It's really similar to the Jugo build I have, except he has striking instead of finishing.
Yeah.
I like that though. That's a very nice offensive Orochimaru.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is against Roshi with a defense plus.
Ooh.
RTB Naruto with an ultimate plus, with Sign Master, Ultimate Tilt, and Essence of Striking. That's an interesting build for him.
Yeah.
And
Well, we actually
have-
see him.
Now it is
Yeah, definitely
interesting that they did specify Sanin outfit for Orochimaru, because they gave that one Blade Dance as the
Yeah.
default jutsu. So that's
Um,
even more melee.
Now, finishing what I was saying, Darky.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
You really
Yeah.
like interrupting people. Oh,
Sorry.
dang it.
And they
I
didn't.
never do that.
They didn't actually specify what Roshi they want, so I don't know, because they do have different jutsus on there too.
Well, the only good Roshi is Roshi, so.
So, anyways, it's Roshi, RTB Naruto, and also a live Mu,
Yeah.
who has attack +1, ultimate grab, extended reach.
Oh boy,
That's nice.
that's a
Wait,
good
what?
grab.
That's the grab. Wow. Ooh, 'cause his
Yeah.
grab, his grab is good. His grab reminds me a lot of again Hashirama. Sage Hashirama's
Yeah,
Yeah,
grab. So wow,
it's huge.
it's quite
It's
good.
great.
it's an elite ad too.
And Han, I
And-
see Han is back to a defensive build.
Yeah, after last week.
Hmm.
He's
The
in
second
both
lineup is... Yes, he's in both lineups. No!
Who?
what was
Han?
it?
No, he's only in the second one.
Yes, I saw Moo and I thought that was Han for some reason. I was thinking both, but then it's just one
No, no,
lineup.
no.
Yeah.
But the second lineup is going to be Kimimaro with Jirobo. First time we've seen the Jirobo in the actual season.
Yeah.
This is preseason, but he has Unstoppable, Super Dash, Essence of Finishing, Lightweight, and Attack +1.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to think about Jirobu. I mean, I saw him a bit in tests, but I
Yeah,
don't really
I'm-
have a good idea about him because usually he'd be in for a moment and tag out, and then typically he'd just
Yeah.
kind of come in with chain combos and stuff.
The only real thing I remember from Jirobo is boulders and his shitty tilt.
Yeah.
Stone has Mu and Han again.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm glad they're actually testing that again because again, I think last week is really hard to gauge its effectiveness, and I think doing it again, is a smart idea just so you can kind of get that on the table, see how it actually works under a different scenario, without as much insane pressure.
Yeah, dude, his build is. I like his build.
Who?
Defense +2, attack -1 for Han. Exhaustion Palm, Flying Thunder God.
That's pretty cool.
His combos are pretty short, right? So he can actually he catches them, keeps them slow, and then they can't get away. So,
yeah, and
technically that's what he used last week too, except with attack +2 instead of defense +2. But with this, he'll be able to just keep the pressure on.
And this is the solid build, yeah. And Exhaustion Palm's going to give him an attack -, so he's going to become even tankier after a full combo.
Honestly, I don't think Han needs the damage. He just wants to be out there, never dying.
He's almost like another Gara.
Yeah.
And Mu is the one here that's meant to do damage. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Didn't Han last week have ultimate tilt though?
No,
he did.
Okay, he did.
I'm looking at the builds.
Okay.
RTP Naruto had ultimate tilt. He had Exhaustion Palm, Flying Thunder God, and attack +2.
Okay.
All right.
I want to say that Stone will do well. It's going to be rough because Sound has Tayuya, who is really good at ults, but the rest of their lineup is all melee focused.
Yeah.
So I want to give the advantage to Stone. That's who I'm going for.
Okay. Now, I would do that too, but I think that the Awakenings can throw a huge wrench into things. I'm not... Granted, I mean, Orochimaru doesn't get a whole lot from Awakening. He just gets a better jutsu and a lot more damage. But granted, that's if he goes Awakening with Tayuya, he is going to do so much damage in his Awakening.
Well, he attacks faster too, right? With so let that alone. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if they get to Awaken, that could be really, really powerful, and they have Regenerator on, so...
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna lean towards Sound, though I would like Stone to get good data and win. But I think that Sound has... Other than Jirobo, because he seems like a little bit more of a wild card to me, I feel pretty confident in this lineup from Sound. And Stone's looks good too, but this Awakening can be very scary, and it'll even bust through like Han if it gets to that point. But I mean, Roshi, RTB Naruto, and Mu, the only one that's even built slightly defensively is Roshi, and I think that if they go Awakening, they can potentially steamroll through their first lineup.
Probably, yeah.
So,
it's the thing.
Yeah, so I will go for Sound, though I will again say I think I would prefer for Stone to win, but I think Sound has a better chance.
I'm actually going to give it to Stone, based only on if Sound Awaken, because again, it's never a reliable thing to bank on because it's never guaranteed if they do or not. If they do, however, again, that's going to cause a lot of issues for them. But I think just based on what I see in the lineup, that's not the case. Or if they get a big enough lead to where even if they Awaken, it's not going to matter as much, then I think, just in the strength of the lineups I see, I think Stone, I think has it, especially because you have Han has proved very strong in tests. Mu is very good. We haven't seen much of Boruto Naruto. Roshi, I guess in tests has done well. I'm not sure. I haven't really seen much of him.
I've heard he's done very well. Yeah.
Okay, but I think based on that, I'll give it to Stone. I'd like to see them get a win, and especially after last week, I'd like to see what they can do and against some less insane matchup. They also don't have Deidara in there, so that might help a lot.
That is true. Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to our next one, we have Taka at Kakashi, and we already know Burns' vote, but let's talk about it.
Now, hang on there.
Oh.
No, this fucker. It's first lineup. God dang it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. It's an interesting setup and everything. Renekton Sasuke on default? Why? He was on Data AI in the contention match, and he did really well.
Yeah.
Now he's on default, so bleh.
Yeah.
He also
That's weird.
Might not be
He
bad.
has
He was on
ultimate
Kabuto
grab.
last week, and that didn't do very well for him. So
I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
default AI was never
but-
bad for him, so I don't think that it's the worst, but I don't see why not to go
Yeah.
back to Data AI.
it wasn't bad. My question is, he has ultimate grab. Why not the extended reach?
Maybe because he doesn't need it.
Well,
He might not
doesn't
need it.
really need it, but it might be way better if he did.
Oh yeah, I mean it could be really fucking OP if he.
He
used
has the biggest. He has the biggest hitbox
it. Yeah,
of his grab in the entire game.
if he has extended reach, it's basically gonna be like a guaranteed. Like, hey, if you're within 15 feet of me, you're gonna get hit by this grab. But
now,
yeah,
am I seeing a Team 7 Ultimate maybe in Taka's future?
perhaps.
Yeah,
With-
it's looking like that.
Okay.
Second
I mean-
lineup is Mifune, Shippuden, Sakura, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. It seems a lot more melee. Although Sakura, I mean, she's defensive, but it still seems a lot more melee heavy than Rinnegan Sasuke, who's apparently got a chakra +1 and a chakra saver and Naruto's chakra sharing technique as well. So actually, Sasuke is going to be at a chakra +2.
We actually have Taka's lineup 2 versus the 3 of Kakashi, and then the reverse for the second lineups. You know,
Yeah.
3 versus of Taka's versus 2 of Kakashi's. So that's interesting.
Yeah. And EMS Sasuke's build is still the same from last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same from last season.
From last season in general, yeah.
Yeah.
Jugo.
The only actual difference is the pack rat for the third chakra and the third ointment.
Right. Now, how about that Jugo?
Yeah, I basically wanted to get all of the melee, like heavy hitting bullshit, and some movement speed, and just put it on him.
Yeah.
Super Dash might seem a bit odd, but out of everybody on our team, his dash is the slowest.
Yeah.
It has a lot of side to side to side to side to side.
It
so
is the
he needs
slowest,
to-
yeah.
Yeah. But attack +2, essence of finishing with his air combos.
Oh my god, yeah, that's gonna truck.
Yeah.
Suigetsu, attack +1, essence of finishing as well, ultimate chakra saver and body flicker. Giving him more reach on his first hit. Because it is just a tiny kick.
Yep.
But he does get a
He needs it.
passive giant sword thing, so it is buffed, but he's buffing it even more. As well as just general movement speed. And ultimate chakra saver is cool, like potentially give him the more utility of just ulting,
Yeah.
which is good because his ult was buffed.
Yeah. His ult was not only buffed, but also on Data AI, he has a tendency to either want to do team ults or normal ults.
Right, okay.
It's about even with how often he wants to do either or. But he has shown a tendency, so UCS isn't that bad of an idea.
Yeah. So then we have Edo Madara, chakra +1, released power, regenerator, and chakra control. And this is the very interesting build here that we're seeing
The
because
centerpiece.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
could
the,
see
the,
this.
the centerpiece.
Yeah, we could potentially see this build just make everything go crazy.
Yeah. The idea behind this was in testing, he's been kind of okay. He's been all right.
Mhm.
But last week he did nothing. He
Right.
basically tried to do a couple of full combos, failed, did an air combo, and tagged back out and was never seen again, other
Yeah.
than his fireballs. So what I wanted was the potential of, okay, so Madara comes out, and he has the potential of going Team Awakening and buffing Jugo with that fantastic melee
Yeah.
build. You have Suigetsu with that partial melee build, or you have EMS with defense +2 and ultimate tilts.
Yeah, that's gonna
Like-
just be really,
Yeah.
really
Plus,
scary.
plus Madara. Yeah, Madara has an insane moveset while
Not-
awakening.
Yeah, not to mention that like giant awakenings have a little bit more defense than like a
Yep.
normal character. So if he awakens, then Sasuke is going to be very tanky.
Yep, along with having Regenerator and Chakra Control.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's a ton of potential.
Yeah, and Madara technically, I mean, Madara's technically got a chakra plus 1.5, not
Yes.
just a 1
Because
because he
of
has.
Renegon.
Yes. So, I mean, there's that as well. I think that this looks very scary. And as
Has a lot
well,
of potential.
yeah, as solid as I think Team Kakashi's builds are, again, I'm going to be afraid of the Awakening build. And I'm going to go ahead and lean Taka here.
Okay.
It's I'm really hard pressed not to say Taka just based on just the preseason week and what we saw. So I'll say Taka, but I will say it depends for Kakashi how well their Team 1 does, because honestly, sometimes themed teams with themed team ultimates can sometimes really do really well. And this
Yeah.
might be one of those scenarios where you got the insane speed and damage that Chromalink can do with the utility of Rinnegan Sasuke with some of the heavy melee damage of Sakura. So depending on how that goes, that could be a really nasty first lineup, and if that could take them far into Taka's second lineup. I mean, definitely. Whereas their Team 2, I'm a little iffy on Mifune Sakura. Not
Yeah.
sure exactly, especially going against Taka's second lineup.
Yeah.
So it depends. But
I-
again, I get Taka as well.
Mhm.
Well, I'm giving it to Kakashi. Because I have no faith. Nah, but seriously, Sakura on defense plus with both lineups? Damn. You have Chromalink Naruto with attack plus? Damn.
Yeah.
Granted, he has Bolt Palm and Shikigami Dent, which means that he'll take a bit more damage, which might be detrimental.
Mhm.
But if he can get those combo enders going with Molten Palm,
Oh yeah.
Mifune with frickin' Ultimate Dash Unstoppable Attack +2. Like,
Oh, Mifune
jeez.
can do the damage. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
I mean,
the only questionable one is Rinnegan Sasuke, in my opinion.
just because
because
the AI.
Oh, yeah, I don't know the AI. I don't know what direction they're going with the build.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might have to ask her
Like-
about that. Just be like, hey,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
But that's also just because I like to build in one direction and just go all in on this one thing.
Right. You like to build kind of like
If-
linearly as opposed to like, trying
Yeah.
to spread stuff out and yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that approach because generally, in my experience, especially with DBZ League, you get less effectiveness
Mhm.
if you try and spread out and try and take care of downsides and all of that stuff.
Right. Yeah, I can
But if
see
you
where
have
you're coming
points, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that, I mean, still, regardless, I think Kakashi has solid builds.
Mhm.
It's just I am scared of Taka. So, our
Apparently,
next
like a
one-
lot of people are.
True, but some maybe
Because
for
of
the
those
wrong
complaints.
reasons.
hey, maybe after this week, everyone's gonna forget about it.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know.
Who knows?
So next we have Hokage at Jinchuriki.
Yeah,
That's a thing.
And Hokage has Hokage Naruto with Hiruzen versus Jinchuriki's Fu with Kushina and Sarada.
Yes.
The Goyles are here.
The Goyles are back.
Flower power.
Oh god.
So you did kind of what this kind of came about because after the stream we got to talking and we were like, man, Awakening builds are sick.
Yeah.
What if Madara had an awakening build? What if Kushina had an awakening build? Shit, we should do this.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's preseason after all.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
why Kushina is in both lineups, because
Yeah.
awakening build. To be precise, it's an attack plus 2, essence of striking, awakened fury, release power, flak jacket. So
Yep.
she will be at a defense minus 0.5, but in turn will do a lot of damage, and especially if she goes awakening, she's just going to truck. Not,
Plus, I mean, it's Kushina.
it's Kushina, yeah,
Jeez.
and
That's
that's
the way the cutlery. She really does serious.
Yeah.
not to mention
does.
that she's got Fu and Sarada with her in the first lineup. Sarada doesn't get any like I don't think Sarada gets anything like new from her awakening. Maybe she gets awakening actions, but
Probably.
Sarada is still good. And she's
Yeah.
built
And
for attack.
You gave her Flying Thunder God.
I did, so she's gonna be Sanic,
Yep.
which is fun. But yeah, Fu's got defense plus 1, ankle weights, flak jacket, and Naruto's chakra sharing technique. So that's exciting. She gets the
Yeah.
ultimate grab, the reach related effects from body flicker,
Yep.
and relentless, I believe. But she's a little slower.
Chakra minus.
Yeah. Oh no. It's yeah, she's a little slower. Which is not a big deal. And of course she has the Naruto's chakra sharing technique, just as kind of like a backup. Seijima Naruto, ultimate plus 1, body flicker, ultimate chakra saver, Naruto's chakra sharing. This is, this is the same build from last week, but with a different AI. We have him on Sakura AI. Just because that one did actually show to be a little spammy as well.
It was one that I had to double take and think it was default AI.
Yeah.
Because there was so many ultimates, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah. And again, Sarada has attack plus 1, Flying Thunder God, ultimate chakra saver. So, there's that. As for Hokage, Hokage is leading with Hokage Naruto and Hiruzen, and then they have Hiruzen, Hashirama, and Tobirama. Hokage Naruto has chakra plus 1, Naruto's chakra sharing technique, chakra master, or chakra saver, and sign master. So that's, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing that they've always done on him, except it's a chakra plus 1 instead of 2. It's just very, spam jutsu, which works.
What are you doing, spam?
Yeah.
Spam.
Hiruzen is built. Interestingly, Hiruzen is built actually tanky. Defense plus
With an
2.
awakening build.
Yeah, with an awakening build. Release power, regenerator, ultimate tilt. Hashirama ultimate plus 1, ultimate chakra saver, body flicker, NCST. And Tobirama has chakra plus 2, ultimate minus 1, flying tilt, ultimate tilt, and flying thunder god.
Whoa. You can't do that to me.
Flying through the sky on his water wave.
Flying tilt.
Flying tilt. He's surfing.
Yeah, dude.
Was he like General Tao?
Oh my god, yeah. Flying tilt. So, I mean, Galma and I are obviously gonna lean towards our own team, but let's give some thoughts
potential,
about...
though,
Yeah,
of both teams. I mean...
Yeah, let's give some thought to Hokage. Hokage Naruto, I'm interested to see what Hinata AI does for him. He has shown to be a good jutsu spammer in the past, and his jutsu is great. Hiruzen in the Hokage cloak, I don't remember what ultimate he has and what jutsu he has.
I hope it's the really nice looking one, but I found that in past seasons, he loves the other variation.
He loves
the
that,
stealing
yeah.
one, and he can actually
The one that kills him.
Yeah.
So, let me see. Defaults. Hiruzen. Hokage cloak has dragon flame bombs, which is his normal one, and 5 style massive combo jutsu. So yeah, the really cool looking one.
Oh, okay.
And they have him on Naruto AI now. Apparently, I guess maybe he uses ultimates, or maybe he uses team ults. I don't know. Regardless, Awakening build, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And Ultimate Tilt, which is interesting, because his tilt's not bad.
Well,
Still,
I mean,
it involves Enma, right?
Huh?
yeah. He throws the staff, right?
Yeah, he gets the staff out and he swings it left and right and then slams down, so it's like a 3-hit tilt. And in the past,
Yeah.
he only ever did one
Before, yeah, he only ever did one. But since the tilt buff, it's whew,
Yeah, it can be very good because it has reach
Yeah.
and it has power. So,
Yeah.
Hashirama, ultimate heavy. I like that. His ultimate is good. It's like a ground ult, but it goes pretty far, and it has a big hitbox, and it hit last week. So,
yeah, it hit through like something.
yeah, something. I don't remember what it was, but then we have Tobirama, which seems very chakra heavy, and they want him to do some good melee as well, I guess, with Flying Thunder God. So, Ultimate Tilt, of course, is also an interesting direction. I want to see how much damage that tilt does.
And if he uses it effectively,
Yeah, and he had it
because
last
before
week
he would
too.
just surf around.
That's true.
Yeah.
Surf around.
Surf around
Sir,
now.
sir, sir, sir.
They are benching Minato and Tsunade, so that's interesting. I mean, like I said, obviously Golem and I are going to lean towards our own team, but I think Hokage can stand a decent chance, especially if they get that awakening off, because Hiruzen is paired with Hokage Naruto in the first lineup, and then paired with Hashirama and Tobirama in the second one. So
Honestly,
mean,
I think it solely depends on how well Hiruzen does
yeah, I think so.
in the entire match. And right now, I haven't seen much of him.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
I haven't been paying attention to their tests and whatnot. So I'm gonna lean towards Jin,
Okay,
but I mean Hokage definitely could do
yeah,
it.
for sure.
I mean, especially since you split up Sarada and Sage Mode Naruto.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have them on the same team.
Yeah.
All right, so next we have, I guess our last one actually is Mist at Minato. What are we thinking about this one,
Right.
guys?
Is this at Miss Home?
Minato's home.
Minato's home.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is actually a factor.
So
You have Rin and Anbu Kakashi versus Haku, Zabuza, and Hanzo.
Oh my god.
I'm glad I was sitting down when you said that, Burn.
Versus
Jesus.
Oh,
then
Zal.
the second lineup is Anbu Yamato, Anbu Kakashi, Unmasked Obito, which seems real strong.
That seems
versus
really strong.
Kisame Hanzo. Kisame Hanzo, though.
Kasame
Oh,
Hanzo
that
does
sounds
that.
really nasty too, though. That sounds really bad, in a good way. That's horrible.
Yeah.
In a good way, but oh my god.
Zabza has attack +1, Berserker, Ultimate Tilt, Flak Jacket, which is pretty on goddamn point.
Yeah.
You have Kisame with Chakra +1, Sign Master, Air Palm, and CST.
Oh my god.
The sharp orbs aren't going to hit as hard, but they're still going to hit hard.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Air Palm over Chakra Saver, or even Air Palm over Body Flicker, because honestly, see, I do want to mention, Air Palm has less of an effect on your forward movement and your actual first hit connecting than Body Flicker does.
Yeah, just makes the
I mean,
hitbox
from
a little
the-
larger.
Yeah, it makes the hitbox a little bit larger, which means if you're still right on them, you'll hit no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's generally
I just
way
don't see why
better to use
Kisame
it.
needs it. He has a
Yeah.
giant sword that he's attacking with.
well, maybe it's because he has that giant sword and already has some forward movement.
Maybe, yeah. That's true. He technically
Yeah,
has
forward
that
movement
passive.
plus air palm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could work.
be good.
I'm just saying, you shouldn't gravitate towards air palm first, because
yeah.
overall, it's less of a positive effect on the forward movement and connecting than Body Flicker or Flying Thunder God.
Yeah.
because they actually move your character forward.
Yeah, and we'll see how effective Air Palm is as a whole, and see if it's like preferable to Body Flicker and Flying Thunder Gun. Maybe I'll make
Oh,
adjustments, but you know.
also NCST is 2 points. So,
Oh
No.
yeah, no, it's not.
um,
So
next up we have Haku with Dynamic Entry, Essence of Striking, Air Palm, and Defense +1. Interesting with
Yeah.
Dynamic Entry.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
not. I mean, Haku does like to dash a lot.
I did notice he was dashing a
It's true.
lot last week.
Yeah.
So
That could be quite good. I mean, he doesn't seem built at all for
ultimates, which is surprising because that's
yeah.
usually what
Yeah.
you would see. So, but trying things out. Hey,
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
especially
Well,
considering Hanzo's got the ultimate.
Yeah,
From what I could tell from Mist's tests and whatnot, Haku has been their weak link this entire time.
which is weird.
Oh,
That
really?
is strange.
Yeah, it's real strange.
Even more so than Yagura?
Yes.
Strange.
Wow.
Supposedly Yagura is way better than Haku
Huh.
because Yagura was on 1 AI compared to like 30 AIs that they tried with Haku,
Yeah.
even though there's only 16.
And once again, they're not using Utakata. So
I know.
It's weird.
they're saving him. I mean, I guess they already know that he's good. But like,
Very good, yeah.
I guess, I mean, there's nothing wrong with using the preseason to test the people that are more shaky. Like,
I mean, that's
so
true.
it's good strategy.
Just like with PTS King.
Also-
So.
Freaking Hanzo on default.
Oh, yeah.
With UCS. Woo!
That will be actually pretty scary.
Yeah.
And he's in both lineups too.
Yep.
And as for Minato, I mean, Ren has she has an awakening build. Okay. Defense plus
Defense
2.
+2 Awaken Fury.
Against Mist too.
Release power.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say Yagura's not in there because if Yagura awakened, so did
Oh yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
awesome because his Mist title is SMH Turtle Thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anbu Kakashi has Ultimate plus 2, Chakra minus 1, NCST Chakra Saver Sign Master. Okay, that's interesting. Anbu Yamato, Defense plus 1, Ultimate Tilt Ankle Weights, and Unmasked Obito Ultimate plus 1, NCST Chakra Saver Ultimate Chakra Saver. So what are you guys thinking? Who do you think's gonna take this one?
I don't know. Mist has definitely the scarier first lineup, from what I can tell.
That's true. I can see that.
So I'm just gonna go with them. Fuck it. I'm not gonna explain shit.
Okay. Is in the future, are you gonna do what you did last season, where you'd be like, I'm gonna vote this same thing that I voted in the preseason because blah.
I don't remember this.
Are you sure? Okay.
I don't.
All right.
I don't
Or whatever.
remember.
All right. Interesting that they specify. I mean, yeah. I guess Anbu Kakashi, he gave him Lightning Blade, so it will
He
come
just
into
wants
effect.
Anbu Kakashi because he likes the Anbu
I see.
theme.
I see. But yeah, honestly, I mean, they both have some good builds. Minato actually using an Awakening build is very interesting, though, because Rin and Rin and Kakashi, I don't know.
He's tested the combination before, and I didn't think it did too bad. I think it actually has been pretty good performance.
Okay.
But definitely the highlight is their second team, which I mean,
Oh, definitely.
with Unmasked, Kakashi, and then Yamato in the mix. So
Yeah.
that's a very strong closing team.
That's a good point.
Whereas Mist kind of has a pretty scary starting team and a pretty scary closing team,
Yeah.
especially with Hanzo, because I mean,
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna give this one to Mist because I just think that they have. I don't know. I think that they have a little bit more of a solid lineup looking here. I don't know. I mean, it's not like Minato's looks bad, but like interesting. I think if they wanted to capitalize on Awakening, they could have maybe used Rin in combination with like Minato. You know, because imagine what if Minato chakra dashes, you go right behind them, and what if he does a little combo and he's switches out and he's immediately replaced with a giant turtle that does a shit ton of damage.
Yep.
That's kind of true. It's kind of surprising that I've noticed in a lot of other teams done Awakening builds. For the most part, if they haven't tested them early, they usually put them in and have them again in the second lineup, so you have more of a chance of seeing it. So that's a bit different to me. But I guess he really wanted the Yamato Kakashi Obio together and didn't want to have Rin as a part of that.
That's true.
And maybe because he doesn't know if she will, he doesn't want to bank that she'll do it and maybe mess up, I guess. What?
Right. Yeah, I can see that. I think I'm still going to give this to Mist, just because, granted, they don't have, like, water boosts or anything, but I think that they have a bit of an advantage. Just because Minato has a new captain, and I mean, I don't really have any reason other than that. I think Minato can give them a really hard, like, run for their money because it's Team Minato, right? But I think Mist has a little bit stronger looking lineup.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would probably say Mist as well, even though they aren't home. Also because Mist was able to actually get more data on more of their characters in terms of, because this last week they got to go to their round 3 and they got to see their lineup. So we've seen Haku, Zabuza, Kisame. The only one that we haven't seen is Hanzo, whereas Minato won after the second round, and we only really seen Obito and Kagashi. We haven't seen Yamato or Rin so far, so that's 2 unknowns more so as opposed to the 1, and we kind of already have an idea of how Hanzo will do because it's default AI, and we have seen that in action. Stone had him as a free agent in the later part. He was very strong. So because of that in itself, I would go Mist just for those reasons. Not that Minato could not win. They've shown to be very strong. I mean, they're top at Kage. I mean, they didn't get there for a random reason. But again, new coach, still figuring things out. Some new elements to their team. Again, either way, but I still feel it favors a little bit more Mist as opposed to Minato.
Yeah, I can feel that. So, all right, I think we are pretty much wrapped up here. Any closing statements about this week? Just good week overall. It was great.
I liked how it was about 2 hours.
Yeah, no, that was good.
And I'm looking forward to it being at least the stream portions like that because it's a lot easier to keep the energy going and
Yeah.
And I'll also say too, at least before the regular season starts, if there's any other teams that haven't submitted a banner into the thread, I'm not sure who's left, but do that, especially if you want to have your banner displayed during the stream with the versus screen that's going to be implemented. So just keep that in mind. If you don't, then I'll just pick something and throw something together. You may or may not like it.
Yeah. Deal with it. No, but all right. So I think we're pretty much done here. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you to Gomel for joining us, and thank you to Burn as well.
Yeah.
And I hope you all enjoyed. This is a little bit of a longer one.
I can't guarantee that I'll be around all the time, but I'll try and make it to these.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have you here for these at the very least. When you can make it. But so I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you around, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye.